Really are, yeah. Thank you. The first frame. Neil Robertson to break. One. Six. Seven. 14. 15. 20. 21. 28. 29. 31. 32. 39. 40. 41. 46. 47. 54. 55. 62. 63. 70. 71. 78. 79. 86. 87. 94. 95. 101. 102. 107. 109. 112. 116. 121. 127. 134 in the first frame, Mark Selby. Thank you. The second frame. Mark Selby to break. Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4. Back, Mark. Yeah. Thanks, Neil. Yeah. Yeah, Mark. One. Six. Seven. 14. $50. 22. Foul. Neil Robertson 22, Mark Selby 7. Block with the cue. One. Eight. Mark Selby 8. Foul. And the miss. Mark Selby 4. Yeah. Gives him left there, Neil. Yeah. Yeah. Mark, you happy with that? Yeah. Thanks, Neil. Foul. Neil Robertson 4.
going to have to put some juice on this cue ball and make a thick contact in the red, so one could come back up the table. No, he could play it softly, but where's the red going? Over left corner. He's left it. I think this is probably worth playing cushion first. The cue ball on the right half of the table as we see it. The only thing is, if he tries to play it direct, if he gets it at all thick, the cue ball isn't going to get anywhere near the blue. I expect cushion first here. No, he's playing direct. And the cue ball has stuck in the corner.
Well, I'm presuming the black is still cuttable.
Yeah, super thin this has to be.
Neil Robertson 1.
Which only goes to show that he should have adopted your shot choice for how to play the initial red.
Yeah, I just had a sense there that the black was thinner than, it sort of appeared. Well, it's close to the pocket. Very thin.
1.
Oh, that's a good shot. He knows if he lands near the baulk cushion, he's on the green. Fantastic shot. He's not quite touching the baulk cushion, so cueing will be not too bad.
Four. 5.
Pink at the wrong end of the table. Black not ideally situated either.
11.
Yeah, probably play the little cannon on the 3 this time, just to hold the cue ball and separate them.
16.
Good thing in playing this red, he can play top side of the blue, and where the green is, they'll be half playing for that as well. See that? Gives it an extra bit of pace, so if he overruns it, he's plumb on the green. Business-like. Mark Selby this afternoon looks right in the mood.
20. Yeah, sure. 21.
Rob Spencer is the referee. Comes from Stockport. Used to be a policeman.
He's excellent, Rob Spencer. Huge fan of him as a referee.
26.
When he tells you it's a foul, you know you know it is the way it should be.
27.
Yeah, so Mark Selby getting close to running the frame now. This blue puts him 28 in front, so 2 reds and 2 blues.
$32.
Yeah, maybe forced to play for the black. Yeah, doesn't really want to play for the black, but might not have any choice. That's why he's taking his time over this, quite rightly. What is the best way for me to go about this? That's what he's asking himself.
$33.
Black and 1 more red secures the frame, barring snookers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and he won't be getting over ambitious with this. This is just drop it in. Hard enough pot dropping it in without working the cue ball. So I'm going to be leaving a tough red to left middle.
$40.
So this is frame ball for 2-0.
$41.
And this is all the extra insurance that he'd ever be likely to need.
Yeah, and remember that red, the opening red, well, not even a half chance. Deliberately left the cue ball in the baulk
46.
cushion. That was a brilliant shot, probably the best shot of the match so far. And it's laid the foundation to put him in this 2-0
$47.
lead. The ideal start for the world champion this afternoon.
Selby has missed only 1 pot from 57 so far this afternoon.
$54.
98% pot success rate.
$56. Mark Selby, 56 in the frame.
And did that very well work at 56. It wasn't a straightforward frame printing chance. Nevertheless, Selby leads by 2 frames to 0.
Can you keep the noise down, please? There's another match on. Thank you. The third frame. Neil Robertson to go.
It's 2-0 for Mark Selby over Neil Robertson here on table 1. On table 2, it's 2-0 for Ding Junhui over Mark Joyce. Robertson's break-off, as in the first frame, did leave Selby a chance of a long red, but it was more difficult than the one he potted in the opening frame to initiate a total clearance of 134.
One.
So this is just what Robertson needs, a chance to score substantially.
Six.
Took the cue ball further than intended for his next red.
Yeah, the black to the left corner, I'm not sure whether that goes. He had a look at it before. If it does, fancy him playing this, well, actually the red nearest it will just pass, probably in off this bottom jaw. He'll be erring on, yeah.
Neil Robertson, 6.
Well, Robertson has really messed up two good chances. One in the last frame when he didn't get position from a red which was hanging over a pocket. And now that.
Yes, it was tight, wasn't it? It would only go probably half of the pocket.
Unexpected reprieve. Attempted the cutback, taking a chance on position.
Now this opening little red is a huge shot, little half ball cannon, and the red below it, just to release the pink. If this goes right, just about
What?
has, not perfect.
Straighter would have been much easier.
Sometimes a conundrum with those little shots. You think it's probably 50% concentration in the pot, the other half position. But it was clearly, the pot was tricky, so he probably put most of his concentration into the pot. Didn't quite go deep enough in the cue ball. He'd love to be poker straight in this red, but I don't
7.
think he is. Got a little angle on it, yeah. There you see it. A little stun through the gap. Well, not through the gap and kiss the red, the loose red. Oh, good
8.
shot. Good recovery. Actually, the 3 shots he's played there, the little sort of 3 blind pockets were cue balls close to the object ball. When you knock 3 of those in, it kind of tells you that you're seeing those shots well. Good sign, that. Sometimes those type of shots you don't seem to pick the line. That's what all the practice is for.
14.
Familiarise yourself. Those tricky little shots.
15. 22.
It's a bit on the early side, but this visit could well take Selby to 3-0.
$23. Thank you.
Yeah, the red near the right corner. He wants to keep that as a little saver. So be playing for something out in the open, but at the same time making sure he has that red should he need to play for it.
30. 31. 36. 37.
Yeah, this time he might be forced to play for it. As I say, it's a little insurance policy. He's just forced into playing it this time, but shouldn't be a problem. This shot here, just watch this. He'll be playing for black and pink, not the black. He's playing for both colours.
44. Yeah, sure. 51.
That shot that Mark Selby just played, I think he plays it as probably better than anyone else in the game. That straight black screw on and off the cushion. He's through the cue ball like nobody's business when he plays that shot.
$52. Thank you. $59. 60. 65.
So this simple red would give Selby a 3-0 lead, barring snookers.
66.
What a difference between how Selby played yesterday and how he's playing today.
$68.
Yeah, and I definitely think his opponent today has got quite a bit to do with that. He knows he has to play well, or he'll be going home.
Mark Selby, 68.
So that 68 break takes Selby to 3-0, barring snookers.
One.
On table 2, Ding Junhui has just made a break of 134 to lead Mark Joyce by 3 frames to 0.
Seven.
It's a shame actually that
8.
these two are playing each other so early in the tournament, and when I say early, it's obviously a best of 7. I think the real longer matches, there's not enough of them in the game for me today. All right, I'm maybe old school and traditionalist
13.
in snooker terms, but you know, these best of 7s at this level with two players
14.
this standard, the match can be over so quickly with one player not really getting into it. There's no story to be told. Just Neil Robertson's interview, he remembered that match, the semi-final of the World Championship a few years ago, 17-15.
20. $21.
Well, terrific stuff from Mark Selby.
28.
Breaks of 134 in the opening frame, 56 clinched the second,
30.
68 in this one, left Robertson needing a snooker.
33.
And now he's polishing off the colours.
37. 42.
96% pot success rate for Selby.
48.
And with his commanding, imperious performance, he leads by 3 frames to 0.
White as you can, please.
So after only 45 minutes play, Mark
Thank you. The
Selby
fourth frame. Mark Selby to break.
leads Neil Robertson by 3 frames to 0. Selby has made breaks of 134, 56, 68 and 55.
Just mentioning at the tail end of that last frame there, the best of 7 sort of culture that's been in the game the last 6 or 7 seasons. What it does is it doesn't really allow you too many mistakes at this level. Going back to that, I think the biggest mistake for Neil today was that foul, wasn't it, when he was in the balls and just feathered the black with his cue.
Well, and also when you thought, Alan, and I agreed with you, that he played the wrong shot from a red which was hanging over a pocket and didn't get on the black. Ah, the potting machine has broken down.
Well,
But taking up your point about the best of 7s, Alan, I think everybody would like matches to be at least a little longer, even in the early rounds, but it's to accommodate the matches in a certain period of time on a certain number of tables. That's why it's done. In tomorrow's quarterfinals, well, in fact, there'll be
3.
quarterfinal tonight. We go up to best of 9, best of 11 in the semis, best of 19 in the final. So there's more time for an ebb and flow within a match.
Foul. Neil Robertson 3.
Well, it never rains but
Selby
it
6.
pours. First of all, Robertson didn't get into the bunch as he intended. Then, with that safety, he managed somehow to drop the pink in the left middle. So Selby invites Robertson to play from the position that Robertson intended to have him playing from.
Yeah, the two reds together, I think the way Mark Selby was looking at them, they're probably a plant, but Neil can't get to them. There, he's having a good look at it. As I say, there's no pinks blocking the path to it. There they are. It's just offset. But the red, the first one of the 3 reds is actually in the perfect line. So if you could hit that, which obviously Neil can't, but it looks a certainty. Should you be able to hit that? And that's what he played. He actually played a 4-ball plant there. Long game. I know his first shot of the match he potted a good long red, Mark Selby, but he's only made 1 out of 4 in total.
One.
2 out of 5.
Never fails, does it? Yeah. I'd be satisfied with where he's landed on this green. Be giving this plenty of thought now. He can drop decent on a red. Himself a chance to make inroads. little wince there. I mean, he's happy to be on the red, but how does he get on a colour? Maybe just a little soft screw it, leave himself a tricky pink. I think he's going to have to settle for that. Yes, it's just the gentlest of soft screws. This pink isn't a cinch.
$11. Mark Selby, 11.
Well, I don't know whether that pulled out very slightly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It did. I don't know if he hit it as cleanly as he was hoping, but it definitely pulled out. Whether it was in initially, we'll never know.
Thanks, Neil. Thank you. 1. $7.
Just not happening today, the big Aussie. He'd be disappointed with that. That was a bad mistake to make. As we've seen before, especially in this tournament, players going 3-0, 3-0, 3-1 behind and still coming back and winning. Still worth keeping your concentration.
Neil Robertson, 7.
It's funny actually, the talking about best of 7 and best of 9s, it seems that quite a few matches are won these days from 3-0 behind, but there never seem to be many won from 4-1 behind in a best of 9. I think it's the same thing, but maybe it just seems that way.
Well, that was a tricky little pot, but Selby has been potting just about everything so far, and I didn't think that that would be an exception. I don't think his failure at his previous visit to the right corner was entirely down to him. The red didn't run truly towards the pocket. And so it goes on. It was a good pot, and it was the only way that Robertson could play it, because he couldn't get any spin on the cue ball from tight under the cushion.
Yes, amazing, isn't it? With saying there, some days it just doesn't seem to happen for you. Every door he pushes open, another one seems to close.
That was a reasonable chance from distance.
Foul. Mark Selby 4.
Well, Robertson flukes a red, but goes in off.
You should look at a prize for that. A good old laugh about it.
That was a chance for Robertson to get into the match, because Selby, for one reason or another, has missed 3 pots in this frame.
Yeah. Love to be able to take this red on. The cue ball's going to arc through the little gap of pink and the other red.
While Robertson works out what to do, I can tell you that Mark Joyce has made the highest break of the tournament, 140, against Ding Junhui over on table 2, although he still trails Ding by 3 frames to 1. Well, that was a useful wobble, but for which the cue ball would have returned much further up the table. Strong right of centre striking to avoid contacting the second red, and thus completing the safety satisfactorily.
Yeah, it was a typical Mark Selby shot, that was. He's a master at picking the half ball safety, where it's impossible to cannon a red or colour on the way back to baulk. Now, I said before, Neil Robertson, every door that opens, another one seems to close. And it's going to be the case again here. That's unfortunate. Important though, he gets tight up to the screen.
Neil Robertson
Just
1.
about good enough.
Yes, and although he didn't have position to get into a break, he did have the roll-up snooker.
this is 3 cushions and rest into the back of the bunch. Fabulous.
Great defence.
Yes, again, giving him, see there, the 3 reds are quite a wide target, so he's given himself every chance to nestle on them. Great shot choice. Yeah, he may well take this long red on. The only red he can leave is the one he's playing. Stunning it dead or just dragging it back a couple of inches. Obviously guaranteed on the pink, so this is probably worth it, especially at 3-0 in front.
Whoa. Seven.
Well, Robertson just hasn't managed to get into the match.
8.
And time is swiftly running out for him to do so.
$14.
Oh dear.
15.
Potted that thin. Potted it in the lower half of the pocket. That's why he's kind of laughing. Look at this red going in. And that's why the cue ball travelled about 18 inches more than it should have done. But good recovery.
$18. $19.
Oh, that was a great shot. That was a beauty. To finish the correct side of the pink there. That was a brilliant shot. Didn't look it, but I'll tell you what, he'll be delighted with it. This pink is, well, it's not match ball, but it's not that far away from it. He knocks this in. You fancy him to win the frame and match at this visit.
$25.
Yeah, the middle red, he wants to, that's the one he wants to play. May have to just play it with the slightest trace of left hand side. Yeah, that's
26.
what he did play.
40 in front. So red and high value colour would be enough. In fact, red would be enough.
32. $33.
For 3 frames, Selby played well nigh perfectly. Making breaks of 134, 56, 68 and 55.
36.
He made a few mistakes early in this frame, but he's not made
37.
any in the latter part of it, and he's gone on very convincingly to clinch his place in the
Mark Selby.
quarterfinals.
37 frame, you're not.
So Mark
Thanks, Mark.
Selby
Thank you.
beats Neil Robertson by the surprising margin of 4-0 and proceeds to the quarterfinals.